All right, thanks, Brad. With temperatures in the 70s this week, it's so hard to believe that a year ago today we were in the midst of a historic winter storm. And while most of us were wrapped up in our blankets at home or nestled by the fire, a community in East Texas was having trouble seeking shelter. But a group of caring people stepped up to help thy neighbor. Here's Marangeli Lopez.
Freezing temperatures, slick, ice-covered roads, and an unreliable power grid. Those are the first things that come to mind when thinking about last year's historic winter storm. But in Tyler,
the first thing that comes to my mind when thinking about last year's storm is wondering if it's going to happen again this year, and if we're prepared enough.
There's a group that's constantly thinking.
I have never before this been involved in the homeless community.
About the homeless community. Shauna Yates and Callan Finney are two of many volunteers throughout Tyler who are constantly thinking about how they can help.
Raising $78,000 in a week would never have been something that I would have thought possible.
When last year's freezing temperatures plagued the state, Finney couldn't help but think about all the people on the streets that needed shelter.
Last year we were able to shelter 177 people in hotel rooms for the week.
With quick thinking and generous donations, volunteers drove the streets to find out who needed help.
But I really think a lot of people have stepped out of their comfort zone in a way that they hadn't before as a result of this movement and of seeing other people get involved.
The group dubbed Tyler Street Team was formed during last year's hard freeze. Through their efforts, they've been able to provide assistance to hundreds of homeless people roaming the city of Tyler.
We have 10 people now that we have actually taken from homelessness into their forever home.
But their work is just getting started. Although many have shown interest this past year, Yates, the group's director, is finding it hard to get consistent volunteers.
It's a work in progress. We have lots of people who want to help, but we need someone to help us figure out how to teach those people and organize them into groups. That takes time.
The volunteers are responsible for guiding homeless Tylerites to resources they need to succeed.
You know, so there's just all these little things that we can help, and baby steps. We can help get their driver's license if they don't have it. We can help them get their social security card, help them get their birth certificate. If they have a disability, we can connect them and get their disability set up.
The annual homeless assessment report found a 5.3% increase among the homeless population last year. In Smith County, the latest data shows about 200 people experienced homelessness in 2021. But state advocates say that's just an estimate. The best way to help is by staying aware.
It's amazing what the volunteers can do, and in Tyler, I've seen it firsthand. They have an amazing volunteer community within their residents and their faith community and the agencies that worked in homelessness. It's amazing what a group of compassionate people can do.
Tyler Street Team is just that. The group is completely funded by donations, and none of their members get paid. They do it because they care.
It brings a lot of joy in knowing